I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every Sunday in our house, we do a weekly reset. That just means everything in the house goes back to being like neutral mode, right? After the week or the weekend, things get like super chaotic and I can't always keep up with it, nor should I have to. My kids are old enough to know that they need to help out as well. So this is our family reset that we do every Sunday. One of the requirements, everyone has to have their laundry in their laundry basket. No things on the floor, no like piles of stuff all over the place. You have to have your laundry in the laundry basket because what's in the laundry basket gets dumped into the wash and then everything gets cleaned. So anything that's not in the laundry, or we do have a laundry basket in our laundry room for those things that like, you might need to just dump in there from the day, from an activity, swimming, sports, like definitely can go in there instead of your laundry basket, but it needs to be in a laundry basket because those are what go into the wash. Anything else doesn't get washed. Too bad, so sad. This also includes towels, sheets. The next thing we do is kind of check bathrooms. So everyone's responsible for their own bathrooms and like checking, like, do you have enough toilet paper? Do you have Q-tips? Do you have floss and toothpaste? And do you need to do toothbrush head? All of those kind of like maintenance things that might go into like just keeping your bathroom, healthy, I guess. I don't even know like a word to use, but like you want to set the tone that like every week you want to check all of your things in the bathroom to make sure you have enough of everything. If we don't have enough toothpaste, then like we need to go to the store and get some. If you don't have enough deodorant, or if you're like running low on things, this is kind of like the checkpoint of everything so that during the week, at 10:30, you don't have a kid that's like, I'm out of toothpaste. Another thing we do, obviously I said with laundry, we do bedding, take the sheets off, wash bedding. If there's any like blankies or stuffed animals that need to be washed, those also go in the wash as well. And get fresh sheets on the beds, fresh towels for the week, all of that kind of stuff. Everyone really pitches in and helps as well. Another thing we do is go through the pantry and the fridge, check and make sure, we have enough food. If we need to refill food or whatever, that all goes on the grocery list. I have a grocery list. I have a Costco list on the refrigerator. So everyone's responsible. If you finish like your, loaf of bread, then you need to write on there, you need another loaf of bread. And like we didn't write on a list. Too bad, so sad. And it's really stopped the bickering and the fighting and the kind of like built up resentment that you can totally get if all of that falls on your shoulders. Now, when my kids were younger, and like they couldn't totally write or remember some of this stuff, we would kind of do it together. Like, okay, I want you to look through the refrigerator. What are some things you would like that we could add to the list? And we kind of did it together as a family so that when they get to be older and they can do these things themselves, that they should be doing them themselves, that kind of thing. Another thing that we do is kind of like vacuum up, tidy up, put away things, that we might have used from the week. If the kids were playing in the basement and it's all kind of torn apart, we'll reset the basement, just kind of like put it back together so that during the week, then they can tear it all apart again. But we aren't building on the mess. We are resetting the house so that when it does get messy, it's much easier to clean up later. Now, I created a weekly checklist that I use. It is on our fridge. I have it laminated. I use a whiteboard marker to check off all the things, and then I don't have to like think about them. I'm not using my memory to like remember that like I have to get something done. Instead, what I'm doing is using that as my guide to be like, okay, we did this, we did this, we did this. The kids each have their own weekly checklist, which includes the reset and everything. And all of those you can find down below where you're watching this video. And we use the checklist to maintain that weekly reset. It is like our guide. We also do family meetings on Sundays, and at our family meetings, everyone participates. We use a planner, and with that planner, we basically go through what activities everyone has, what times those activities are. My husband and I will figure out who's driving, who's picking up. We also include when the kids have to shower, who's taking out garbage, who's taking out recycling, who's collecting it from the house. All of the tasks and chores are divvied up and they're written on the planner so that everyone knows what their responsibilities are. And we color code it because I've just found that to be so much easier. Like blue is Eli, so Eli has to make sure he follows all of the things. So if he has to be at basketball, he needs to know that what time it starts, and then he has to work backwards to ensure that he has some food in his stomach, he has his water filled, and he has his bag packed. Adley has dance, so let's work backwards. You have to be, we're leaving at this time. These are the steps, things you need to pack. You need to make sure you have your food, all of your dance shoes, and everything needs to be prepared before we go. So we are putting a lot of these executive skills on the kids so that they are responsible for themselves. If you loved the home reset, I know you're going to love this video.